Strange weather events are happening all over the world, and the mainstream media isn't talking about it. In Italy, hail the size of apples. In Brazil, snow is falling in cities that have never seen it before. In China, the sun vanishes in the middle of the day and the sky turns purple. People across the globe are reporting eerie sounds coming from the sky. Some say it's natural, others believe it's part of secret experiments. And the clouds, perfect geometric shapes. They show up and vanish without warning. In Canada, it hit 95 degrees in April. In Japan, cherry blossoms bloomed a full month early. In Scandinavia, spring just didn't happen. It went straight to summer. Scientists are stunned, but no one's giving real answers. Is it climate change or something else?
Get ready to hear from the Black community speaking on all of the unusual weather happening around the United States. Check it out.
We might just be cooked because now we have underwater ocean currents, the ones that control the climate change. Yeah, they're reversing. This is probably the source of the reason of why we seeing these crazy storms happen everywhere. So the flood that just happened in New Mexico, the one that happened in Dallas, North Carolina, Central Texas, and some other places, is starting to see crazy climate effects. We've got polar bears that's off the coast of California that most likely drifted down there off an iceberg that melted from Antarctica. Remember watching 2012 and the whole entire reason that all of this stuff happened was because of the ocean currents had changed. And we also seen the shortest days in history because the earth is now spinning faster. All simultaneously, the earth's inner core just decided that it want to rotate backward. Y'all get y'all life right now. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen next. And it's getting crazy.
So did you guys hear what showed up on the coast of Hawaii the day after Russia got hit with that 8.8 earthquake? Now remember, y'all, the earth must be shifting. The earth must be moving, because how is this possible, right? They got hit with a tsunami the day after Russia got hit with that 8.8 earthquake, and this showed up. They talking about 26 of these petroglyphs showed up the next day. Here's that number 26 again, y'all. And this is what it looks like from an aerial view. You can tell this thing has literally been engraved into the rock. So meaning at one point in time, was this at a higher elevation, y'all? Was this at a higher elevation?
Assuming all of you have seen the photos and videos of the petroglyphs that have recently become visible in Hawaii, but here's the crazy thing. They allegedly resemble the same type of petroglyphs that were photographed in the 90s on Mars and were released in leaked photos.
So I don't know if you guys have seen the second Moana, and the second Moana, it takes place in Hawaii, right? Now, the premise of second Moana is basically Moana is now introduced to her new extended family. And guess what tells her this? The water, y'all. Well, now the water displaced, and it's telling us something, like we're about to meet our family. Because look at this, y'all. Isn't this?
We believe that it's our ancestors are telling us something about the Aina, because the land is our family.
There's 26 petroglyphs that we've seen, and most of them are anthropomorphic, human figures. Partial, full, some of them have their arms up, some are down, some of them are opposite, some of them have fingers.
So is the water telling us we're getting ready to meet our family? And did you guys see this in Newport Beach, California, y'all? What is going on, man? Are we being infiltrated? Y'all know that the water is the mother, and the mother is talking. So is she letting us know we're getting ready to meet the extended family? Please let me know down in the comments below, y'all. Y'all know we're in this shift, y'all. And let's continue to get it.
Something is on the horizon, and we all need to be paying attention and being on the lookout for it. As they are saying, aliens are heading towards Earth, and they are coming to attack. Not to mention, there are mysterious blobs that are in the water that's headed straight for New York. And not to mention the second earthquake. Check this out. Pay attention to the moon and look at what it does. Did you see it? Pay attention. What you just witnessed and you just seen was the moon glitch. There's so many different subliminal signs that you see happening, occurring, and taking place within the city, and not just the city. Many parts of the countries, many states, there's a lot of mysterious things happening, going on. Earthquakes, tsunamis, and now the moon is glitching. And now they're saying there's a mysterious blob on the way. What is going on? That is the question. Is it real? Is it really happening? These are all the things that we need to be concerned about.
Okay, people. The administration talking about blackout, the grid going down, and every 22,500 years, the Earth shifts its polarity. So I don't know if you know that the Schumann resonance, the amount of hertz or the frequency, the vibration of the Earth is 7.2, something. I don't have it right this second. Somewhere low. It's been spiking this week into the 80s. Okay. And it's supposed to go on for 3 more weeks. But if you've been feeling crazy, if you've literally gone crazy, and I know a couple people who ended up institutionalized this week, and all the empaths, all the witches, all the sensitive folk, whatever you call it in your world and in your realm of belief system, they're all feeling stuff and feeling super anxious and crashing out. Lots of people are crashing out unless they're really kind of strong in their practice. So here's what I'm wondering, and let me know your thoughts. Like I said, I haven't decided yet, and I haven't fully cross-checked some things. But it just popped into my head last night that, putting 2 and 2 together, I'm pretty sure we're coming up on our 22,500 year of this polarity shifts of the poles, the magnetic poles, right? Our North and South Pole. And when that happens, they said, and I don't know who they were that would know this, but they said that it went dark. And it goes dark for 3 days and 3 nights. Kind of like interesting, all the stories about somebody raising and some suns and resurrecting and sun and astrology, but I digress. So what if what administration and Trump folk are trying to warn people about, saying there's going to be a blackout, the grid is going to go down? What if that's actually the 22.5 year coming back around, and that's what they're kind of trying to low-key warn us of? Here's the thing, friends. I almost want to put something in the shop. And so I keep seeing people's videos in response to this saying, oh, they're talking about electricity going down. Go get your survival water thing. Go get you this survival manual. Here's what they wouldn't want us talking about. And I'll say a little bit more if you don't know anything about this 22,500 year thing. But look it up for sure. Like I said, I'm going to be newly invested. But basically, it's when those poles shift, that's when it would look like the apocalypse to those that believe in that. It would look like biblical times to those that's your system. But what it actually is, these poles shifting, the lights would go out in our case, but chaos weather. Because think about this, it's the magnetic poles shifting. Animals would be just, struggling because they navigate, birds, whales, they navigate by magnetism, the magnetics. And so I don't know if you've heard, but like Yellowstone and some of these kind of national parks, besides all the crazy that they're doing and the portals that they say have been opening, animals are mass exiting. So that would be like a magnetic shift, or they feel something is coming, right? And so I'm just wondering, volcanoes, and not that can't happen on its own, but these volcanoes that all of a sudden, just this week in particular, that have gone off, because again, this week in particular is where the Schumann resonance is going off the charts. And they're saying that it's supposed to go for another 3 months. So if this were to be that 22,500 year thing and not just Trump talking about the grid going down, because you also have to look at how they're preparing. They're not going to go get some solar freaking panels and a straw to help them drink water, because if the magnetism shifts, the oceans, every cyclone, every horrible weather thing that you could think of, the floods, the tsunamis, that would be happening. You would need to be deep underground. And they know this, right? We know that they have all of their bunkers and crap underground. You would need to be deep underground. But think about that. it's not just the lights went out, right? And we know how humans are, and they're crazy in groups. And then when they get scared, then, I mean, just ridiculous. Gas, you're not getting around, like I said, magnetism. If you're a believer and knower of different portals, different dimensions, and all of the fuckery that's been going on out here, CERN, and all the portals they've been opening in the Grand Canyon, and all the weird things, that also means think Halloween and the veil being thin times 1,000. All of whatever you thought that you ever heard of it, that you thought was lore, that you thought was mythology, that you read in a book, and then they want to call that it was like just somebody's imagination. We'd get to find out if it was made up. The underwater peoples and things and cousins, we would find out. We would find out if they're real or not, and who's been, telling the truth. So I'm just thinking here, and again, I haven't decided that this is it, and I want to do my little research with the dates and from what I know and the references and resources that I've had, and some of these I'm pulling out from even 10 years ago of, when I learned some of these bits of information. So I'm curious what you all are thinking. What are you feeling? Are you feeling crazy? Are you feeling anything different, or just chaotic, or the timelines are splitting, or how do you explain what's happening, if at all? Right, some people are just in full survival of wake me up when it's over because I can't take anymore, and I totally get it, friend. But what do you think?
We have these storms at night, and these storms have this type of thunder that does not seem like regular thunder. It's a consistent rumble. It is long and loud and consistent. Still going, still going, still going, still going. It finally just stopped. I've never experienced this type of thunder, this consistent type of thunder, for more than one night. This has happened at least 5 to 7 nights. Not in a row, but always at night, never during the day. It's a very interesting trend.
Utah is in a state of emergency right now, y'all, because of wildfires. Wow, who would have thought, right? Why the hell does the fire look like that, fool? They said this is the worst it's been since 2020. And they said 2020 was real bad. So if this is worse than that, what the is going on? The governor of Utah extended 30 days of state emergency for these fires. That man hit the panic button quick. Do, 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 do. Now the National Guard's about to come help and everything. I seen another fire NATO too. Are these things becoming normal? Look at this shit. So I can't even blame the governor for saying it's a state of emergency. They got a fire NATO. They dealing with fire NATOs with this wildfire. That joint gonna push the fire even quicker. But like I said, why are these joints becoming more frequent? This shit is wild, fool. Can you imagine a tornado just spinning and then it got fire in it too? And it's coming straight at you? Y'all let me know what y'all think about it down below in the comments. This shit crazy.
In 2025, strange and extreme weather events are occurring with greater frequency across the United States. Record-breaking heat waves, sudden flash floods, violent hailstorms, tornado outbreaks in unusual regions, and unseasonal snow have become more common. These unusual events have sparked growing curiosity among Americans, with many asking what exactly is behind the changes. Could it be connected to the strange floods, tornadoes, and quakes plaguing America in 2025? Is nature warning us of something bigger? Why are disasters, wildfires, floods, earthquakes, tornadoes happening so often and with such intensity? Is this just climate change, or is something far more disturbing at play? Some believe we're witnessing signs of the end times or divine judgment on a corrupt world. Others are pointing to scientific experiments, like what's happening at CERN. The Large Hadron Collider is not just smashing particles. It's rumored to be opening portals and communicating with entities from the other side. Could these experiments be disturbing the natural order? Is humanity tampering with forces it was never meant to touch? Whether spiritual, scientific, or both, the frequency of these extreme weather events suggests that something is deeply out of balance. The question is, how much longer can we ignore the signs? The rapid warming of oceans, melting glaciers, and changing jet streams have altered weather patterns in ways that are destabilizing what used to be predictable. In short, climate change, fueled by decades of carbon pollution, is transforming America's weather into something increasingly chaotic and dangerous. Others point to man-made manipulation of the weather. Theories around cloud seeding, HAARP, and geoengineering have gained traction online, where some suggest the government or private actors are manipulating the climate for control, profit, or warfare. While there's little scientific evidence backing claims of widespread weather manipulation on this scale, the growing distrust in institutions fuels these beliefs. Yet, this explanation has become entangled in politics. For many, especially in America's polarized landscape, floods and disasters aren't just environmental events. They're now a political battleground. Some Republicans have downplayed or outright denied climate change, blaming Democrats for using these disasters to push a green agenda. In contrast, many Democrats criticize conservatives for siding with fossil fuel industries and blocking climate legislation. The conversation quickly turns into a blame game rather than a unified plan for protection and adaptation. Meanwhile, there's another group of Americans raising deeper spiritual concerns. Some believe these disasters are signs of God's judgment on America for its ongoing sins, especially the unrepented sin of racism. The legacy of slavery, systemic injustice, and the refusal to address racial inequality are not just social issues. They're moral violations. In the end, whether you see it through the lens of science, politics, or divine justice, one thing is clear. America is in the middle of a reckoning with nature. Floodwaters are rising, levees are breaking, homes are sinking. And as the waters rise, so does the pressure on the nation to decide what kind of future it wants. Will it continue to divide, dismiss, and deny? Or will it finally confront the deeper causes, physical, moral, and spiritual? Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.